Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back! Of course I'm back, I'm not going anywhere! Beast! Peekaboo, I see you! Oh my god! Because I'm YouTube famous now! Available in 2021, the album, Dad. AF. Hey little thing, let me light your candle, cause mama, I'm sure hard to handle now. I went to a party last Saturday night, I didn't get laid, I got in a fight, rock on! Gold dust woman! Beast! How are you guys doing? Happy end of 2021. 2022 is right upon us. Because of that, I thought I would do a predictions video for 2022 regarding YouTubers, but I also have a few other predictions as well. So let me tell you, I actually had to look up to see when I did this video. Several years ago, I did a video predicting things that were going to happen in 2019. Based on the fact, it was just all for fun, you guys, of trends that I would see, or just like gut feelings that I have. Like, I am such a believer in kind of a sixth sense or a gut feeling about things. And often when I'm doing videos, and 99% of the time I'm wrong, I know that, I completely own that. But many times when I'm doing videos, I kind of have like a gut feeling about what's going to happen to whoever I'm talking about, and then it ends up happening. And I'm like, oh my lord, I'm the psychic of the world. Well, I guess I already have a sixth channel. Seventh channel, psychic of the world, doing predictions. You can book private sessions with me starting at, what should I start my sessions at? I don't know, free, because nobody would want them. But anyway, what was funny was, I did this predictions video going into 2019 several years ago. You can just search it. I'll put it underneath in the description box. But it's called like predictions for 2019. It's just real basic. And I went through and I made several predictions. Now, many of them are wrong, but some of them are kind of spot on, you guys. And what's interesting about it is that they really weren't things that happened in 2019, but they were definitely things that happened in 2020. Right off the bat in the video, like right out of the gate, I said that I saw that, is it Colleen or is it Colleen? I always call her Colleen Ballinger, but I know when I say that, people are like, Peter, it's Colleen, okay? But like her friends on YouTube call her Colleen, so I always say Colleen. I said that I saw that Colleen Ballinger was gonna have twins, and then she got pregnant and with her first child. So Colleen has also made it into my list of 2022 predictions as well. So that was one of the things. The other thing that was interesting in there was that I said there was going to be a huge scandal with a YouTuber beauty influencer, but it wasn't going to have to do with like something personal. It was going to be something to do with ingredients. And like all of the comments in the video are like looking back are like, oh my god, lipstick gate with Jaclyn Hill. So there was that. There were a few other things in there that I was kind of like I talked about Ryland and Shane getting engaged. There was something else that I talked in there about that was like exactly spot on. There were several things on there. Oh, I did say that I was going to do a video with, I put it like out there into the universe that I was going to do a video with the Psychic Twins, and I ended up doing a video with the Psychic Twins, which that was kind of weird. I think that actually came as a result of me doing that video. So, what else? There was a couple other things on there that I talked about. But anyway, it was fun looking back. I just watched that video last night, and I watched back, and I was like, oh, this is kind of weird how so many of these things happened. Now, I did say in the video that Trisha and Jason Nash would get married, and that they would have a very traditional wedding, which is interesting because Trisha did not marry Jason Nash, but I have felt for a long time that Trisha Paytas was going to get married. But they did have a very traditional wedding. So anyway, those were my traditions. Those are my predictions for 2019. Go back and watch the video. The video is real fun. There's several things in there I think you guys will be like, oh my god. There's a couple things in there that I like was pretty right on about, and I don't know if it was just I was feeling trends at the time or what was going on, but it's interesting to watch. Now, there's a lot that I was wrong about, too. There's a lot that I was wrong about. So anyway, go in there and check that video out, and this is the 2022 predictions. Okay, now, I should say 2022 and 2023, since my 2019 predictions didn't really come true until 2000 and until 2020. I also said that there would be somebody that would do this huge tell-all about like what was going on behind the scenes, which we ended up seeing that as well. Okay, so before I get into that, I want to give a couple shout outs. The first one goes to Elizabeth, who tweeted me and said, if you can, I would love a shout out, Peter. Today, my husband and I are celebrating our 15th wedding anniversary, so congratulations, Elizabeth, to you and your husband. Happy anniversary. And then a couple days ago, I got a message from Taylor who said, I'm spending my birthday watching a bunch of your videos. Thank you for all that you do. Your videos bring light to my day. So happy birthday, Taylor. Happy belated birthday. And then I also got a tweet from Stacy who said, tomorrow, December 30th, is my 23rd birthday. Can I have a birthday shout out, please? I've been watching you since I was like 17, and I love you so much. So happy birthday to you, Stacy. I hope that you have the most amazing birthday in the entire world. Now, let me tell you how this works with me and my just gut feelings about things, okay? You know, it's interesting. I was listening to some, like, this was like 20 years ago, and I was listening to some, like, I don't know, a visual imagery meditation, like, cassette tape back in the day. And it was talking about, like, to develop your sixth sense. Like, when you're driving down the road and, like, you have two ways to get to the same place, and your gut tells you to go one way, go with your gut and see what happens. And I would try that at the time. And what would happen is every single time that I would, like, go against my gut, I would end up in traffic. Every time I would go with my gut, like, I would just get there easy peasy. Now, coincidence? I don't know. I'm not a big believer in coincidence. But that's kind of how I've just, like, gone with my gut feelings about things through the years. When I have, like, a feeling that feels right to me in my head, I know you guys are like, Peter's crazy. Maybe I am. I don't know, okay? But sometimes, like, when I'm, like, thinking about somebody that I'm talking about, I'll just have kind of, like, a gut feeling in my head, and then I kind of just, like, go with it. So that's what I'm going to do today. Now, I have some overall predictions that I wrote down last night, just in my phone. I was just, like, thinking about things, and I was like, okay, what is my gut feel for 2022? So these are, you guys, these are all over the place, okay? So the first thing is, I don't know why, but I see this trend being that, and I think it's going to start with, like, kids in high school, but it's going to, like, we're going to start seeing adults do it too, and then it's going to become this fashion trend where people are wearing multiple watches. I don't know why I see this happening, but I see it being like everybody's doing it, right? Like 2, 3 watches at a time. I don't know why, but I just like, and I know that's silly. I know it's like, why is it even talking about that? But that's something that I saw. Something else that I want to talk about is I see something really huge happening with OnlyFans and that it being threatened to get shut down. And not like how they were going to change things before, but I feel something really huge is going to happen with OnlyFans. I have no idea what this is going to be, but that I see that they are either threatened to get shut down or that they do get shut, that OnlyFans does get shut down. All I know is that I have a very strong feeling that those people that are earning very large income off of OnlyFans, that will change drastically in 22. And I actually see it being kind of like the tail end of the year, maybe 2022 going into 2023, that those people are like scrambling to try to figure out, okay, what do we do next? Because that platform, and I think other platforms that exist like that, there will be, that will be changing in the next year. I don't know. That's all I see. I just see something like that. The next thing is, okay, this is so strange, you guys. I don't know why I feel this. Well, 2 things. Number 1, and if you watch my videos, you know I believe in everything, okay? I believe in Bigfoot. I believe in Loch Ness Monster. I believe in Santa Claus. I believe in everything. 2 things, okay? I do not think that anything about UFOs will come out in 2022. And I hope I'm putting that out in the universe so that it does, because that is one thing that I am, like, obsessed about, okay? Is I am obsessed with UFOs and extraterrestrials. I totally believe in life out there in the universe. I would love to know more about that. I truly think after watching the last season of American Horror Story that Ryan Murphy knows things that we don't know, because I don't know. It's just his view of how the world works. I sat there and I watched it and I was like, oh my God, but what if he's right about all this? I don't think it'll be anything about UFOs, but I do think, and this is totally strange, okay, I do think that we're going to find out something about Atlantis. And I think what we find out will be that, I think it will be something that will really help our world, and I think it will be something that will be found through like oil rigging or oil rigs in the ocean, or doing something in the ocean where they're like plowing into the, do you know what I'm saying? Like where they're like going into the core. And I think they'll find something that they didn't expect to find. And I see this being like in the summer. I see a lot of things to do with the ocean. So hold on to that in just a second. There'll be something else. But I see something coming out about Atlantis. And it'll be like a study that we didn't expect coming out, okay? And we'll find out that it was never called Atlantis. It was called something else, whatever. But it'll be this whole new idea of this group of people that lived, and what happened to them will help us with going forward. I don't know if that makes any sense. Okay, this is the next thing that I did see regarding ocean. So I see some huge outer space kind of thing happening, like a meteor shower or a huge meteor coming towards the Earth. And I know that this is always speculated on every year. I don't think it'll be something that will like totally devastate the world and take out like all human race. I don't see it being anything like that like we see in the movies. But I do see it being enough of a threat, and I see it landing somewhere in the oceans, and something to do with the oceans causing, what do you call it? Causing like some kind of weather change in the world, like a drastic weather change, where we do have to kind of change everything in how we do it. And I see it being something that like we know is happening 6 months before it happens and preparing for it in advance. So I don't know what that's about. Ask NASA. I'm not NASA. I'm just telling you gut feelings that I had. And the last one is kind of weird, okay? I have this gut feeling. Now, if you don't watch my videos where I talk about true crime and serial killers, I have a true crime book club that I run with my good Judy Mel. Hey, Mel, how are you? Our book for, I'll be announcing the book for January in my BookTube video today. I will also be announcing the books for Peter's Book Club in my BookTube video for today. But I have to tell you, I have, if you don't know this fact, at any given time in the world, okay, there are 100 active serial killers. That has been a statistic that they have found. I have a feeling, I have like a gut feeling inside of me, this is so bizarre, I don't know why, that this summer we are going to have like a real threat where people are like back in the day with like Son of Sam and like in California in the 70s and 80s. I have a feeling that it's going to be in the Midwest though, somewhere in the Midwest, and we're going to have a real threat of like, people are terrified of like getting alarm systems and all this kind of stuff with some kind of serial killer that's out there. The other thing to that I see is that a YouTuber is directly affected by this, and it's going to be a YouTuber that talks about true crime, okay? And I see their life being like this serial killer, because this person is exposing things about them, or because this person has like clued into something about them, or because this person is, I see something around missing persons, that this person has talked a lot about missing persons cases, and that there's actually several missing persons cases in a row that are directly related to this person. And I see this YouTuber kind of figuring it out, and that this YouTuber working with like the police and the FBI behind the scenes, not on YouTube, so people on YouTube have no clue that that's going on. And then this serial killer figuring it out and it being very dangerous for that YouTuber. I don't know why I see that. It's like I see this YouTuber kind of like talking about the true crime and then kind of becoming the true crime to some degree. So I hope that they're safe. That's all I will say. So that's something that I see about all that. Okay, now this video is going to go long. Let's get into the predictions for 2022. I typed out just literally everything that you guys asked me. Woo, before I get into this, y'all know I need some lip gloss. Some people did ask about Lunar Beauty's Celine lip gloss for 2022, and I just have to say, I think like 2021, it's going to be fantastic. So anyway, I literally went through my Instagram and I went through my Twitter, and like if somebody put Jeffree Star, I just typed Jeffree Star right away, and then all the other ones, if somebody put something specific about that person, I would kind of put it in there. So I literally just typed out what you guys asked me, and I'm going to go through this. I'm going to take a moment, and then I'm going to tell you my response, okay? So the first one is James Charles. And actually, I really did think about this, so I don't really need to take a long time on this. I think that James Charles is going to get into some huge scandal this year, okay? And I think it's going to be a very similar scandal to the accusations that have happened before. I don't think this is going to be a scandal that James Charles can explain his way out of. I think he's going to know that. I think he's also going to know that that he can't make a video explaining it away. And I think he will take a hiatus from YouTube. I think that will also force influencer friends of his to distance himself from James Charles. Because I think what's going to happen in 2022, I don't know why I see this, but I see this happening with a lot of problematic YouTubers. And I'm not talking about all problematic YouTubers that are all doing kind of similar things. I'm talking about a lot of them. I'm talking about even YouTubers that are putting their health at risk. And I'm going to talk about Amberlynn Reed and Nikocado Avocado in a second, but I think that they're kind of in this same situation. I think some kind of advisory board is going to be developed at YouTube where certain channels that people have huge issues with, I think that YouTube has kind of had this attitude for quite some time, like high school and football teams, right? Like if a football team goes and gets drunk and it doesn't happen during the football game or when they're not at school, then it's kind of not their problem. YouTube's kind of always had that attitude too, right? Like if you don't do it in your videos and it just happens off YouTube, then like that's whatever, right? But here's the situation, okay? With Shane Dawson, and I think YouTube taking issue with that, they could directly relate it to past videos, okay? James Charles, all the allegations and everything that have happened with James Charles have happened not in videos with him, right? But I think something's going to happen where YouTube is brought into that. And I don't think it's just going to have to do with James Charles, but I think that YouTube is going to realize that they have to protect themselves as well, or else they are negligent for allowing these people to host on their site. And I think that what's going to happen with that, and I really think it's going to be pushed by drama channels. I really, really do. I think that drama channels are going to start demanding from YouTube, and then I think it's going to be picked up, and I think it's going to be bigger people out there, bigger, not just drama channels, not just commentary channels, but I think there's going to be other influencers out there as well that are like, you know what, this is not okay, and we are working really, really hard to maintain our safe spaces and to maintain our channels and to be somewhat family-friendly and all this kind of stuff, and then you're allowing this over here. And I think it's going to force the hand of YouTube to do something, and I don't know that I necessarily see these people being deplatformed, but I do see some advisory board going into kind of, like, they're going to have to, like, meet certain criteria, and if they don't, then they can't post on YouTube. And I think it's going to directly affect James Charles. I also see it affecting other channels as well. I greatly see it affecting kind of these, like, the food channels of YouTube, or the, the people that are, people were asking me like about Chantal and Amberlynn Reed and Nikocado Avocado and things like that. Like, I do think it's going to affect their channels. I do. Because I think that people that are directly affecting their health, I think that YouTube's going to take a closer look to that in 2022. I really, really do. I think they're going to get involved and they're going to look at that. People were asking me about, other people as well, Eugenia Cooney. I think YouTube is going to have to start getting more involved with these channels that are, I think it's not going to be about total concern. I think that YouTube is going to be like, we are at some point going to be affected, and like it's going to look like negligence on our part. So they're going to be forced to get involved. And what I think will happen is, I don't think that these people will be kicked off YouTube, but I think it will drastically change the way that they do YouTube. I think that there will be certain rules and limits put into place so that if you're going to continue to do YouTube, you're going to have to do it this way. You can't talk about certain things. These are certain words you can't use, and yada, yada, yada. I think that will happen, and I think it will start being discussed in like the middle part of the year, and I think it will go into effect at the end of the year, beginning of 2023. And that doesn't even have to be a prediction. I just think that YouTube needs to do that. YouTube needs to put some regulations into place. So that's what I think about James Charles. Somebody asked me about Joey Graceffa. I think Joey Graceffa, I think one of two things will either happen. I think Joey Graceffa will get another boyfriend this year. I think that I think it's going to be an interesting relationship. I think he'll keep it. I think there's going to be two major relationships I want to talk about this year, but this is one of them. I think if he doesn't have another boyfriend already, there will be another boyfriend. My gut tells me there already is. There already is somebody that he's dating, and that it will be very much kept on the down low. I think one of the things that we're going to see in 2022 is people keeping relationships on the down low. I think that they won't be like putting their partners in videos as much anymore. I don't think that we're going to see that as much, and I think Joey Graceffa is one person that will do that. There's something about it to me that my feelings, I don't know why, but like there's something about my gut tells me that it's something to do with Daniel Prada. I don't know. It's almost kind of like, this is going to sound strange. I don't feel like Daniel Prada and Joey Graceffa get back together. I feel like Daniel Prada introduces Joey Graceffa to who this person is. I know that sounds strange, but I feel like it's something like that. Okay, a lot of people ask me about Shane, and then Shane and Ryland and their wedding plans, and will they post wedding stuff? I think the Shane and Ryland wedding is already planned. I think it will be very, very small. And I think it will be in Colorado. I'm going to say this, and then people are going to come back to this video, and they're going to be like, absolutely not. My gut's telling me it's going to be a destination wedding, okay? But it seems more to me that they will get married in, and I feel like they'll do a destination wedding in, like, Cabo San Lucas or Mexico somewhere. But I feel like it will be local, and that it will be very, very small, and it will be family and things like that. You know, I have thought for a while that they were married, and I think that they had set a date. This is what I think happened. I think they had a date set, and they were planning it, and then with everything that happened, I think they postponed it, like a year. So I do think that we will see that this year. They're talking about kids and adoption. I actually think we will see real talk of that in 2022. I really, to be honest with you, I think we're going to see more like what we see on Ryland's channel with the vlog. I think we're going to see more of that from Shane. I don't feel like a big video series coming out from Shane anytime soon. I just don't. I don't know why. I feel like he is really battling this wanting to do this horror movie thing, and he doesn't know how to have it come to fruition. Like, he's really struggling with the movie thing. There's something about that he's struggling with, like the backing of it or getting people to be interested in it. I don't know. There's something about it, and he's really questioning himself. I think that Shane knows that he can come back and be successful on YouTube. I think he's proven that at this point to some degree. You know, he was on an episode of The Sip, and it didn't really get that many views. People are asking about what's going to happen with that. I don't know. My gut tells me that Lizzie is going to end up being like a guest host at some point, and it will end up being Ryland and Shane taking over The Sip, or just Ryland doing The Sip or something like that, because I think it's like not effective with Lizzie and not living there and things like that. I also thought it was very interesting on the last thumbnail of the Sip that they had Shane first, Ryland second, and Lizzie in the background. That was interesting to me. I think it kind of tells you a little bit of who's running the show there. I don't know. I think that we're not going to see anything drastic from Shane and Ryland in 2022. I think that we are going to see a lot more of what they're doing. I think they're going to really, really push Ryland's channel to be like a family vlogging channel. And I think that's what we're going to see in 2022. Okay, the next thing, and I do think that if they get married, they will post wedding stuff. I really do. I don't think they'll post the whole thing, but I do think that they'll post wedding stuff. My battery died. My prediction for my battery in 2022 is that all 4 of my batteries work fully. Okay, I just did a review at Taco Bell. That's probably why. All right, so the next one is Nick Avocado. I see Nick Avocado changing his channel drastically in 2022. Well, one of his channels. I don't know why I see that, but like I said, I feel like something's going to happen with YouTube. I feel like there's going to be some kind of intervention there. I don't know why. Like, I know that everybody's talking about him going on H3 and all this kind of stuff. I feel like that's not going to be the intervention, though. I feel like there's going to be some greater intervention. And I think something's going to drastically change for Nick Avocado going into 2022. And I honestly think that he's kind of had this plan in the back of his head for a while. Like, he knew what his next step was going to be, and he's just kind of waiting. And somebody that, like, is somebody that, not somebody that we know that cares about him, but somebody that he really cares about is going to, like, step in and say, like, I'm really concerned about you or whatnot. And I think that we're going to see a drastic change with this channel in 2022. I really believe that. Raw Beauty Christie. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you my gut feeling. I feel like Raw Beauty Christie is going to get pregnant again in 2022, and I feel like it's going to be at the end of 2022, around Thanksgiving. And I think that her channel, I think she's going to develop another channel this year. I don't know why. I just felt that when I was saying that. So, okay, any tell-alls coming? I don't see any tell-alls coming in 2022. I don't see any. I could be completely wrong about this, but it definitely won't come from the beauty space if it does. I don't really see, like, I just don't think that there's anything that we don't know anymore that people really care about. So I don't see any huge tell-alls, and I don't feel like it's going to be like, what? Anything like that. People did ask me about Gabby Hanna, and I do want to say this. She was the last person that she was the last name on my list, but referring to tell-alls, I don't think the series is done yet with Gabby Hanna. I think that she is not going to get the views that she wants to get on her music. And I think in a few months, she will start. I think when this album of Gabby Hanna's comes out and it is not received the way that Gabby Hanna wants it to be, she is going to blame it on all these people coming for her inside of herself. And I think that she will turn around and she will do something. She won't come back out and say, I'm finishing this series, because that will be her having to, you know, tail between the legs kind of thing. Like, I mean, she'll have to admit her wrongs in that. She won't do that. She will come out and, I mean, it will be... She's going to come out and she'll do the tail end of the series, but it won't be called the tail end of the series. And it'll be a video or something coming out after several people. And I do think that Gabby Hanna has things that she could say that would really hurt the careers of a lot of YouTubers. So I think it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. But I think it's going to be a direct result of this album, and I don't think it'll be right away. I think she is going to be really upset that the album doesn't do well. And I have a feeling the album won't do well. And that's just my gut feeling about it. So... All right, Amberlynn Reid. Again, Amberlynn Reid is another channel that I think will drastically change in the next year. And I think it will be protocol that is put into place and regulations that they have to follow. And I think it will be something like that you can post, but your channels are demonetized. I just have that feeling. I don't know why. Like, you can post, but there won't be any ads in your videos if you're going to post or something like that. I don't know why. I also think that Amberlynn Reid in the past has been approached by, I mean, she's talked about it, about some kind of reality show. I think she would be approached again, and I think it will be, because I think it was probably the people that pitched the idea to Amy Slayton and Tammy Slayton. I think Amberlynn Reid will be pitched another idea for a reality show. I think she will take it. I think she will sign a contract, and I think she will want to get out of it at the last minute, and I think it'll be a huge issue. That's what I think. Okay, Manny MUA. I see Manny MUA and Laura Lee staying out of drama in the next year. I see Manny MUA falling in love, like deeply falling in love, and getting a boyfriend. I don't think it's anybody that we think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be somebody that he meets at the gym or anything like that. I actually think it's going to be somebody like introduces him as well. Kind of like how I said like Daniel Prada. Well, that's totally different because they were exes. But I think it will be like through like, it's going to be like the brother of like a girlfriend of his or something like that. And he will keep it completely on the down low. I'm talking about like for months. Like he will even post on like Instagram stories and YouTube videos like, God, I wish I had a boyfriend, and he'll be sitting at home. Like it'll be very, very serious, and he will continue to play like he has nobody. Because he will want to protect this relationship, and this guy will be like not wanting to be in the scene whatsoever. I see this guy being a little bit older than Manny. Not tons older, but like, I would say closer to 40, and does something completely different. And I see him being kind of like very clean cut, and it's the brother of somebody that Manny is like close with, like some girlfriend. I kind of have a feeling like it's an influencer's brother, because at the same time I also feel like it's somebody that is like knows about the business. I don't know. So it might be somebody that indirectly is connected to the business. So like knows about the business, but doesn't really get the business. So like knows like what his sister does and understands it, but like isn't completely directly related to it. But I think that will be very, very serious relationship that happens for Manny in 2022. So many people ask me if Jenna Marbles will return to YouTube, and unfortunately my gut tells me no. I don't see Jenna Marbles returning to YouTube. I see Jenna Marbles returning to YouTube, but not in 2022. And I don't think it's going to happen the way that we see it happening. I don't think Jenna's going to just come back on YouTube one day. I don't know. As I'm saying this, I'm hearing in my head you're completely wrong, and this is exactly what's going to happen. But my gut tells me that Jenna Marbles is not going to just like sit down on camera and be like, I'm back, you guys, I missed you. But then I don't know. I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about that. Okay, let me say this. I don't see it being in 2022, but maybe if they come back in 2023, that will be how it happens. I don't know. But I see her channel being completely different when she comes back. I don't know why. Do you think the era of the beauty guru will fizzle out? I think it already has. I think the beauty guru era has fizzled out. I don't think that people care anymore. You know, people were asking me, like, who do you think is the up and rising beauty influencer? I don't think people care. I think people watch who they want to watch. I don't think they're entertained by the relationships of the beauty gurus anymore. And you know, honestly, I think Jeffrey and no offense to the people that I like in this group, but Jeffrey and Manny and Laura and James and Jaclyn Hill and all those people, they ruined it. They all ruined that, you know, by their constant scandals and whatever. And it's really sad because I think that was part of what got us all interested a little bit. And I mean, most people liked beauty anyway, or the beauty industry, and following like the reviews and the tutorials and stuff like that. But I think that was kind of something that was added to it. But I think that whole era of the beauty guru is gone and out. And I don't think really anybody cares. And I think actually in 2022, a lot of people will start finding like smaller creators that they really love. I think they already have. I think that's what's happening to the views of these bigger creators, honestly. Trisha Paytas, okay, so the number one most asked question, obviously, was about Trisha Paytas. So Trisha Paytas, Trisha and Moses, will they stay together and will they possibly have a child? So let me tell you what my gut tells me. My gut tells me that Trisha Paytas and Moses will stay together and that it is a very real wedding, very real marriage, I mean. And that, I think they're in Hawaii right now, actually, and that they will have a happy first year together. And I think Trisha will clickbait arguments and fights that they have, but I don't think it'll be anything serious. I think Trisha will be scrutinized for not talking nice to Moses, and people will have a lot to say about, I think Trisha will start getting caught in how they speak to Moses in videos. But I think that Trisha will never address it. It'll never be that big of a deal. Trisha will continue to clickbait, continue to troll in 2022. I think the religion thing is about to end. I think Trisha will push a religion too far. I think Trisha with the paganism thing, I don't know. I feel like something huge is going to come as a result of this religious appropriation that Trisha doesn't see coming. Because to Trisha, it's not that big of a deal. And I think something will happen. I also think Trisha might be one of those channels that is also held accountable in this new regulations that YouTube comes out, whenever that is. As far as Trisha having children, I don't know. What I can tell you is that I do down the road see something to do with adoption, and I feel that the YouTube videos are going to come into play with all of that, and that I think we're going to see a change of Trisha Paytas when it comes to wanting to have children. I really, really do believe that. I think it'll be a positive change. And I think that it will be like Trisha is going to take that so seriously. And I think Trisha will really want people to accept their marriage of being real. And I think that's when Trisha will have this moment of realizing, I have trolled for so long and I have clickbaited and people don't know what to believe anymore. And now I want people to take me seriously about these things, because I do think like something to do with the videos will come into play with all of this. And I think Trisha will be honest about it. I think Trisha will get into videos and be honest about it. And I think Trisha will, and Trisha will want to change their channel and want it to be more of like a very real channel. I don't know why. That's my gut going into seeing this going into 2022. So, okay, Tana Mojo. I don't really have any strong feelings about Tana Mojo. I've had this for a long time, though, that I feel like Tana Mojo is going to drastically change their career and get off YouTube. I feel like Tana Mojo at some point will get cast, and I don't know why. I've said this several times. Somebody is going to take interest in Tana Mojo and say, I want to change your entire, like, who you are. And I feel like Tana Mojo will be taken seriously and cast in some very dramatic role, like a small part in a dramatic role. But it's almost kind of like, I know you guys are going to think I'm crazy when I say this. I have felt this for so long. It's almost kind of like Tana gets cast in some small role and then gets nominated for Best Supporting Actress, and everything about Tana Mojo changes. Tana Mojo has such unbelievable luck that I could see something like that happening. But it's something like that. It's something like Tana Mojo is taken very seriously all of a sudden. I don't know. We'll see. Do you think influencers hanging around James Charles will start getting held accountable? I don't think that they'll start getting held accountable. I think they'll be worried about their careers in regards to the new regulations or the way that things are changing. And I think it's going to be something to do with what you do off YouTube is held accountable on YouTube. I think it's going to be something like that. And I think that they're going to be afraid that public association will hurt their channels or hurt their careers and their sponsorships and things like that. So I think that it will be, like, if they're continuing to be friends with him, it'll be so on the down low that we won't even know about it. That's what I think will happen. Tati Westbrook, gut feeling tells me that Tati Westbrook is going to move to Hawaii. I don't know why. I see Tati Westbrook in Hawaii. I don't know what that is about. So, I don't know. Nikita Dragon, a lot of people ask me about. I don't really see a lot about Nikita Dragon in 2022. And I don't think that we will either. I think there will be a massive absence of Nikita Dragon from social media. I really don't know what that's about, you guys. But, like, I don't have any gut feelings about Nikita Dragon in 2022. I mean, they already don't, like, she doesn't post a lot of videos and, you know, whatever, so I don't see a whole lot more of that in 2022. Morgan Adams. Okay, so this is interesting. I see a relationship from Morgan Adams. Well, two things, okay? I see Morgan Adams getting a puppy. Did Morgan Adams just get a puppy? I feel like I'm going to say this, and I'm going to get a bunch of comments, and people are going to be like, Morgan just got a puppy. If Morgan just got a puppy, Morgan's going to get another puppy. If Morgan didn't get a puppy, Morgan's going to get a puppy. That's just how I feel about that. And it's going to be something, I don't know, there's going to be something, a lot to do with dogs on Morgan's channel. But I also believe that Morgan's going to get into a very serious relationship, but it's going to be an unconventional relationship. And I don't know how to explain that. Like, and I think that Morgan's going to, like, really struggle with wanting to share that with her audience. I think her audience will be really, really happy for her. I don't know. I think it's going to be something that her audience doesn't expect. And I feel like that's going to happen soon. Like, I think it's somebody that Morgan's already met and is talking to, and I think Morgan already knows that there's feelings there and is like, I don't know, like, how to move forward with this. So I think Morgan's channel actually will explode even more than it's exploded in 2022. And I think by the end of 2022, Morgan could be one of the I mean, she's already doing fantastic on YouTube, but I see her channel just, like, blowing up. I feel like there's going to be some very, very real video that Morgan does this year. I mean, I actually really enjoy Morgan's videos. I feel like there's going to be some very real video that Morgan does, and it's going to be some sit-down video where Morgan's like, okay, like, I really need to talk about this, and I think people are really going to relate to her in a completely different way, and I think that's going to happen this year. Glitter Forever 17. You guys, I got quite a few of the people asking me about Breland. I don't have any feelings about Breland. I don't think anything is going to change with Breland. I think Breland's, I think something's going to happen with the OnlyFans, and I'm just guessing this because of what I said earlier, and Breland's going to freak out because Breland even, I don't even know if, excuse me, Breland's posting videos anymore. Okay, Jaclyn Hill. Well, I can tell you that I see Jaclyn Hill getting pregnant very, very quick, and being very, very happy about being pregnant very, very quick. And I don't think that it will change their wedding plans at all. I really don't. Even though I think that Jaclyn Hill is very traditional. I think that we're going to start seeing we will see wedding videos and all of that from Jaclyn Hill. I see a lot changing with Jaclyn Hill in the next year. I see a lot changing with her. I see her focusing more on her other businesses and Jaclyn Cosmetics. I feel like we're going to see a phasing out of the makeup. I think something's going to happen where she's going to figure out that she doesn't really want to do that as much anymore. And in fact, I think that Jaclyn Hill might, in the next year or two, she might completely become this family vlogger type where she is showing her nieces and her husband and the marriage and the planning of the marriage and all that kind of stuff. And I think we'll see a phasing out of, I still think that she'll do Jaclyn Cosmetics, but I think it'll be a phasing out. I don't think we'll see it as much as we do anymore. I don't think she's interested. I don't think she cares. I think Jaclyn wants to be settled down, and I think she wants to be happy and have a family, and I think that's what we'll see from Jaclyn Hill. And I think people will love it, and I think people will really, really relate to it. That's what I see. Okay, H3. So, I don't know why I feel this, but I think that Ethan Klein will, first of all, this Trisha Paytas, Ethan Klein thing is not over. It hasn't even gotten hot yet. I feel like the end of January, beginning of February, something's going to come out and be really, really heated about between the two of them. And I think Trisha will speak up, and I think Trisha will say some things that are not known. And I think that will happen. I think it will get really ugly between Trisha and Ethan. I also feel like people are watching Ethan so closely that Ethan's going to cross a line at some point, and I think it's going to happen and soon. And I think people are going to be like, okay, this isn't cool anymore. It's not just funny commentary. Like, you've crossed a line with this. And I think that it'll be a situation where, like, I've seen a lot of people talk about how Ethan is able to just kind of like, you know, like YouTube comes in and fixes his problems. I think it'll be a problem where, like, I mean, this last time he was like, couldn't post a video for, you know, whatever, even though they took the ban off of his channel off or whatever happened, the strike off or whatever. But I think it'll be something like that, and YouTube won't do it. And YouTube will send a clear message to him, like, you need to settle down. And I think it will really, really, really upset Ethan Klein. Because I think that he will be like, okay, now YouTube is holding me accountable too. Like, he'll be really upset about that. But I don't think it'll change a lot with what we see about Ethan Klein. I think it'll almost kind of make him go harder, honestly. Somebody asked me, do you think there will be another large group scandal similar to the Dramageddon? No, because I don't think that we have... I think all of the players are so scared of their channels being completely ruined at this point. What I do see is... I see more coming out about James Charles, and I see more people speaking out about it. And Gabriel Zamora is one of those people. I don't know why I see that. Maybe just because of the past. But I see more coming out, and I see it as a very savior ASS mentality, kind of like, I'm sorry, but I'm putting my career and myself first. You know, I've been a good enough friend for so long. Amy and Tammy Slayton. Right away when I was asked this, I saw Amy Slayton getting pregnant again. And if she is already, I don't know that. And I don't really see a lot about Tammy Slayton, so I don't know. The Amazon guy came to the door. Busy video stops. Okay. The next thing that I have on here is, well, Eugenia Cooney, and I already kind of talked about her a little bit, and then Gabby Hanna. I think Gabby Hanna's going to be so frustrated with what happens with this album that I do think we're going to start seeing a call-out thing again. I mean, Gabby Hanna she's done a good job for a while staying out of drama. I think we're going to see Gabby Hanna get involved in drama again. And it's going to be around this album. I don't know what that is. And then so many people ask me predictions for myself in 2022. Well, there won't be. I shouldn't say this because the last time I did the predictions video, I said there will be no new channel, and then there was a new channel. There will not be another channel in 2022. But I will tell you that the Boogeman Besties podcast will be coming out sometime in 2022. I announced this again in my vlog last night. My friend Melissa and I have kind of put it on the back burner for right now because we have both been so busy. And we keep on setting dates for when we want to start it. But we want to do it effectively, and we want to do it so that we're putting out good podcasts, episodes and things like that, and that we're really enjoying doing it. So we're pausing on that for a moment, but that will be coming out in 2022. I've got a lot of things planned. I have a huge project for 2022 planned. So yeah, stay tuned for that. I'm very, very excited. I've got some exciting and good news coming up that I get to share with you guys, and I'm really excited about that. And lots of good things coming in 2022, and I hope that you guys have a lot of blessings and intentions as well. And if you've made it this far, I will tell you that, what time is it right now? At 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight on this channel, I will be going live talking about all of the past drama from 2021. So anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for another amazing year on YouTube, on all of my channels if you watch them. I feel so incredibly blessed that you guys choose to allow me to be part of your life on a regular basis. Boo and Tucker do too, and we love you very much. I love you very much. Y'all are forever my good Judies. I love you.